So I'm going to go through, I'm going to do a bling rope center. We're going to make a really pretty purple flower. And then we're going to decide what color center to put in our purple flower. I think I'm leaning towards the yellow, but let's just have a look. Okay, here we go. So we got a ton of bling rope in. Bling rope is PVC roping. Okay, let me see if I can get in even closer. Okay. It's PVC roping. So if you can see, it's actually plastic tubing inside. This particular one, you'll see how shiny it is. This particular one is actual rhinestones. So it's actually kind of sharp, but that's why it's so sparkly, because it's real rhinestones. Okay, so it's rhinestones on this rubber PVC tubing. So when you make your centers, your center is pretty much waterproof because it's all plastic up here. So you could pretty much put it out anywhere. The styrofoam, if you're worried about the styrofoam, you can spray Krylon gloss clear coat on the back, and you're good to go. So we have a ton of colors in stock. I know, Stacy Winchell. It's okay, we will go away. The pink is on the site, unless it's all sold out. Hi, Monk. So I sell the actual tubing and all the stuff to go with it. My best friend, Michelle from Monkey's Creations, she sells the actual whole centers if you don't want to make your own, okay? So check hers out, and she's got all kinds of colors. But if you're a DIYer and you want to make your own, I'm going to show you how I do it. I don't know how she does it, but this is the black and silver rhinestone. So you'll see on the website that the rhinestone ones, they begin with 02, a little bit more pricier than the palette ones. Okay, these are just, they don't come off and stuff, but they're not, they're glittery. Like, look how pretty that is. They're glittery. Hi, everybody. Hi, hi, hi. Tina, can you put the link for the bling tubing? I'll show you this one. Ugh, this is an oldie but goodie. I have this hanging upstairs in my dining room because my dining rooms are black and white. But this is the silver. Ooh, ooh. Trying to get it. There we go. This is the silver rhinestone. So you can see how absolutely sparkly that is, because it's real rhinestone. Okay, so this is just black and white half Rita petal with the silver center. This I just made today is yellow. Sorry guys, I have it so close. I'm gonna see here. There we go. So this is the yellow bling rope. This is the orange, which is, they're all absolutely beautiful. This is the black palettes. Isn't that sparkly? And the sparkles don't come off, so you're good to go. And it's rubber, so you can put it outside. There's the green. Okay. This is called multicolor, which is really pretty. It's almost like a coral, and it's got pinks and purples in it. Can you guys see that? Hi, Dorothy. This is magenta. So it's like a hotter pinky purple. Perfect for the spring, summer. Okay, and this is the light pink. Am I missing? I'm probably missing some. I got the lavender. The lavender is what I'm going to do tonight. I'm going to show you how to do it. So this is the lavender. I'm going to make a lavender one right now because I'm making a purple flower. And I thought maybe the lavender would look really nice with the purple flower. And then I made the yellow one. And I'm like, yellow and purple, that's a much happier flower. So we'll see. We'll take a poll of what we're going to do. So the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to make the center, okay? It is fairly easy, although you probably lose some fingertips. I think Michelle has made literally thousands of these flower centers. Okay. So what you need for this is we sell foam half balls. Okay? Foam half balls. These are 5 inches and you get 2 in a pack. And they are already cut perfectly in half for you. Okay? So I did the yellow one just before the live. So I'm going to do the lavender one right now. So these are on our website. They're just foam half balls. You need ferning pins, which are also, yes, yellow and purple. Ferning pins, which is also on our website. We need a pipe cleaner for the back. Okay. And good old hot glue and hot glue gun. Thank you, Tina Kelly. Let's see if I can pin that. No. Oh, yeah, pin. There. I pinned it. Aw, thank you guys. It's not that I wanted to go anywhere hot. I just wanted to go away. Dave and I have not stopped for 2 years. Like, when we go to conventions and stuff, it's all working. We have not, like, totally disconnected from the world in over 2 years. And it's been 100 miles an hour constant. There is pink coral. Yes, pink coral. Pink coral. I think this one is the pink. Oh, I know why it's pink coral. Hold on. Because this batch I got in, was marked pink, but it's like a coral salmon color. So I didn't want, this one is the normal pink, and I think we're sold out of this one. I have to double check.
No, listen.
What?
Pink coral is the pink. That's the only one we have.
No, but there's 2. That's why I'm saying, what color is the new one, the one that we have?
Oh, the one we have?
I think it's more the coral.
Yeah, coral pink is the only one we have.
I think the one that we have on the website right now is in between this pink and the coral, actually, for real.
Yeah, but that's the only pink we have. I just looked. Every Bling rope we have is on the site.
Okay.
We don't have any others.
But this one is really pretty if you're doing pinks. I'm going to do a pink flower and this is called multicolor. And it's got all kinds of colors in it. Purple, pink, light blue. So it's perfect for Easter.
We have a total of 11 different colors.
Oh, do we?
And there's still 11 up on the website. So none of them are sold out. So what you see on the site is what we have. Nothing's been sold out.
Yes, Robin, just one. So one thing did these. Now, they're pricey because they come from China. Everything comes from China, but they are quite expensive by the yard. So I sell them 5-meter bags. So mine come in 5-meter bags. Okay. So again, if you want to make your own, you can buy the stuff at Unique and Creek. If you want to get them pre-made, so you don't lose your fingertips, you can buy the pre-made ones done from my friend Michelle. Okay? So we need a hot glue gun and a glue stick. Will I share my pink with you? You know what, Nadine? I will. You need this bright pink, right? I don't know why they sent different colors. Anyways, we're going to make the lavender and see how that goes. The green is really pretty for St. Patrick's Day, guys. Beautiful for St. Patrick's Day. It is tubing. Yes, it is. And it's rubber. And it's bendable. And you'll be able to, once you get it all glued on, you'll be able to actually put this wreath outside. Like literally outside. Because the poly burlap that I'm going to use is weatherproof. And so is this. However, I would definitely spray the back with the Krylon clear gloss, because that back is the only place that would be exposed that's not going to have like rubber or plastic. But all right, let's start. So in the center of the foam ball, there's this little mark in the center. That's the exact center of the ball. Hi, everybody. Hi, hi, hi. Okay, I have this. I went and got these plastic cutting mats, you know, for the kitchen. Chopping mats from the dollar store. So I don't have to keep using all of my parchment paper or wax paper. I'll just throw this down so I don't ruin my my mat. Okay, so what I'm going to do with the tip of my glue gun, I'm just going to burn a hole so it's hot enough to burn a hole right into the center of your styrofoam ball. Okay? Hi, everybody. Hi, Lizzie. Hi, everybody. If you guys wouldn't mind sharing this, I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Just share it over to your own Facebook pages. I really, really would appreciate it. Because we're going to do this center, and then right after the center, I'm going to make a flower. Because even though it's minus 10 Celsius out there, it's I'm going to make a flower and make it warm. Okay, so I'm using this lavender. I'm going to put some hot glue into the hole that I made with my glue gun. And I'm going to put the end of my bling rope and just kind of hold it in there. Okay? Thanks, Kelly. Hi, how are you? Yes, these are 5-inch half balls. You can use 6-inch. 6-inch obviously are bigger. And you'll need a little bit more bling rope. But the 5-inch balls, I used to sell 5 and 6-inch, and I tend to use the 5-inch all the time. So instead of confusing the warehouse, I just started buying 5 inches, and that's it, because they make the perfect flower center. All right, let's go. So this is in there. I'm going to put a little bit of glue just around the outside of that hole. And we're going to, and this is really flexible. Just twirl it around the center, just like that, and let's just hold it for a sec, okay? Oh, I know, it's so cold outside. Flower wreaths are getting really, really popular because it doesn't take a lot to make them, so you can sell them fairly cheaper than like a wreath with all kinds of ribbons and signs and everything. And if you've seen the rose I made on my door, you'll see exactly why people love the flower wreaths. The red rose on my front door just is the wow factor. Seriously. And it was a large board, 2 rolls of red mesh, a little bit of green, and a little bit of thyme. I'm doing great, Catherine. Thank you. Yes, this rope is so pretty. It's the lavender, but it's got hues of like blues and greens and everything in it. It's just so pretty. So you just keep going around. I don't know how Michelle does it, but I kind of just put a little bit of glue going out, and I drag my rope, and it catches the glue, and I pull it around. So I just keep going around and around. I do have a Lazy Susan. That would probably work really well. A Lazy Susan that you can just keep spinning. Now you don't have to keep gluing every section. You can, start and stop. I don't know how Michelle does thousands of these. Oh. Yeah, the rose was awesome. It did turn out so pretty. Lots of people followed the tutorial, and unique wreath creators are posting their roses. Oh my gosh. I love that because I know I taught it well. Because people that never made a rose were posting their roses today, and they were beautiful. All of them. This was 5 meters. I have a bit left. Do not throw this away. You can use it in rails and stuff. It's too expensive to throw away. You'll always make sure you keep it. You can mix different colors and make centers with mixed colors. Makes great hanging. I have finger protectors, but who really uses them, right? So I got this much left out of that 5 meters. So you definitely have enough to do your flower center, okay? And a little extra, like I said, this can be a couple hangers for a rail. You can actually, I've used it to trim around a rail after I put my vinyl on. So always keep your extra. This would have looked pretty for Easter. Purple, and I was thinking of actually trying to make a heart on my ball. Fill this all in with bling rope with purple, and then do bling rope around. But yeah, I'm not that crafty today. My new warehouse is in St. Catharines. Oh, it's 5.4, almost 5.5 yards. Thank you for that, Sherry. Okay, so I cut it off, and then I just kind of glued the edge down, kind of push it in into the styrofoam. And now what we're going to do, I'm going to take a pipe cleaner. The hot glue holds up great, especially if you're using Gorilla Glue. That's why I really never switch. I know my Gorilla Glue really holds up well. So these are just ferning pins, okay? They're called ferning pins. We do have these on our website as well. And what we're going to do is I'm going to put my pipe cleaner right in the center of my styrofoam ball, and I'm going to push these ferning pins in. So one this way, and the other one going this way, so like an X, and it's pushing it into the styrofoam, and then we're going to add some glue on top. Yeah, lots of people get migraines with the barometric pressure. Bye, Haley. I'm glad you're feeling a little bit better. All right, so we're going to put this aside to dry. Okay, so that is how you make your bling rope. Now I got glue on here, but you just take a blow dryer. If you get like glue strings, take a blow dryer, and the blow dryer heat will melt the strings. Mine's not plugged in. Okay, so there's the black, green. Let's put a pipe cleaner on the yellow, since I probably will use the yellow with the purple because it's so pretty. The nub. That's your uncle's name? Why would you call a person a nub? Kathy. All right, let's put pipe cleaner in here and another one in here. Push it right down so it's right into the foam. Put some hot glue right over top of it, and you're just going to put it to the side. Okay? All right, so let's make a flower now. Let me clean up some of this. Alrighty, so I am making a purple flower. I am using poly burlap. Now, anytime you're using poly burlap, you are going to want to cut it with a heat sealer, so like one of those bag sealers, or a wood burning tool. Why you need to do that is because this frays, so you'll get strings and it'll start shredding really easily, okay? So what you're doing with the heat sealer or the wood burning tool is you're actually melting the edges of your mesh, so it prevents it from shredding or fraying anymore, okay? You can see it's kind of, you can see it's a little bit, not burnt, but you can see it's a little bit melted at the end. Every time, if you're making a flower that you see the edge of your mesh, you're going to want to heat seal it, especially poly burlap. This stuff is too expensive to waste, okay? So I'm using this purple. It's a dark purple. It is number, and we have lots of it in stock, so get it before the Easter crowd. That's why I'm doing it tonight. It is item RP810023. Okay, it's dark purple poly burlap. Alrighty, and then I'm going to use a few pieces of this gorgeousness. This too is poly burlap. Okay, again, it frays like nobody's business. What you're going to want to do is when you're cutting with the wood burning tool, actually, I'll show you. Now, normally I wear a respirator because you are burning plastic. So if you're cutting a lot of this plastic, it smells horrid, and it actually burns and itches my skin. So you want to use it in a very well ventilated area. Or if you can't, like us, because I live in Canada, I wear a respirator and goggles because it actually burns my eyes after a while. So this is a poly burlap check mesh, it's called. We're only going to use a few pieces of it. So it's kind of pricey, but it really gives that flower the wow look, and you only use 8 pieces of it. So it will last for quite a few flowers, okay? And the number for this is, it's lavender. This one's lavender. RP, oh, I didn't bring my glasses down, 812813, okay? And I'm going to show you how to cut it. Now, I have this tempered glass cutting board I got off Amazon. It's absolutely amazing. It's got the increments already on it. I just put up a white envelope behind so it doesn't, the glass doesn't heat up and ruin my cutting mat. Plus, I can see the numbers better with the white in behind. Okay? You can get this on Amazon. They're not really pricey at all. But, or you can use, this is what I used to use. It is a paint on the front, cutting on the back. It's just a glass cutting board from a dollar store. I don't know which one. Hey, Tom. And what I did, you can see how many times I used it because the paint came out. But from the edge to here was 10 inches. So this is what I used all the time until I found this on Amazon. So I still keep this handy because I use it still a lot. Either way, you do not want to wood burn or anything, your mesh on your cutting mat. Please, you will burn your cutting mat, you'll melt it, everything else. If you're really strapped, you can use the back of a cookie sheet. So the tin cookie sheet, you know, measure out 10 inches and mark it on your cookie sheet and just cut with those lines. But you never want to cut on your bare cutting mat or even your plastic table. is this plugged in? All right, so my wood burning tool, it's pretty old, but it is walnut hollow. I got mine on Amazon. You can get them in all the craft stores. I just use the normal tip that comes on it. There's a whole bunch of tips. I just use the normal one. Or I use a heat sealer, and I'll show you. Now, I haven't used my heat sealer in a while because these are hard to get now. People were buying so many of them that they literally sold out. So it's just a bag sealer, and what you do is you plug it in, it gets hot, you bring your mesh in, and I have videos on my YouTube channel if you want to do something like this. So you would measure it out to 10 inches and bring it down, it'll click, bring it down again, it'll click, and your mesh will be sealed. Okay, so it's almost the same thing as the wood burning tool. This is a little bit faster. This is more precise. So it depends what you're looking for. I love my heat sealer, but like I said, I haven't been using it a lot lately on lives or anything because they're really hard to find. They really are, which sucks because I can cut a roll of mesh in like less than 5 minutes with it. Okay, so what we want a perfect square for our cutting. So you're gonna check in the corner what your dimensions of your mesh is. So this mesh is 10.5 inches by 10 yards. So we're gonna wanna make this piece of mesh, all our mesh, 10 by 10 to make a perfect square. Now with this check mesh, I like to make sure I have a clean edge. So you see when I've finished here, we have this, looks like a basket edge, or I don't even know what it's called. I'm going to cut these off after I've cut my mesh. So I have a perfect square with not these hanging out. It's a little bit of a waste, but not really. It's not that bad. When you put the last line here on your 0 mark and you look to 10 inches, you will see that the 10 inches are right, and there's another line right there at 10 inches. So that's really nice that you can cut it off. But what happens, like I said, is we're going to leave this part. So it is what it is. Yes, quick draw McGraw, that Tina. Okay, so once I have it full blast, okay, do not touch the tip. I have this soldering, it's a soldering iron holder, and I just put it in here to hold it. So it's metal and it won't burn. So I'm putting the edge, not the edge where these little nubby things are, but the edge of the first line right on my 0. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight down, just like this, and it melts it like butter. You got to make sure it's hot though. Okay, there we go. See that smoke? The stench that comes from that is disgusting. It's gross. And now what I'm going to do, since I only need to use curse words, what are you talking about, girl? Since I need a 10 by 10 inch piece, I'm going to get rid of these. So all I'm going to do is go down and just kind of melt them off. And you only need 8 pieces of this if you're doing the flower like me, so it doesn't take that long. You're going to, though, wood burn or heat seal your whole roll of purple. Now, we have the poly burlap yellow sunflower kits for sale. I do highly recommend, it is poly burlap, the yellow, so I do highly recommend if you get the kit that you heat seal or wood burn your mesh. See that smoke? It's gross. But anyways, there is my 10 by 10 piece. Nice, nice. Okay. And you would cut your, I don't have a roll of the purple, I cut it off, but you would cut your solid color if you want, your purple, the exact same way. Go down, you try and stay between the lines that you're looking at. So if you're, actually this one's not a very good example, but let's see. So I'm following this, even though it's curving, I'm following the line of this poly burlap. It's not going to be, you know, not every one is going to be exact, but it's just close enough. And then make sure you shut this off or unplug it. So that's what mine looks like. There's all kinds of different ones out there. Walnut Hollow is does sell all kinds of stuff for doing wood burning. So they are like one of the main manufacturers of a wood burner. Okay. All right. So I cut 10 by 10 pieces of the whole roll of this dark purple. And I cut, well, now I have 9 pieces of this window pane mesh. Okay. I've started already because this flower is pretty easy to make. So I'm using a large board. And I've preloaded row 2. Now you can use row 1 and make your flower even bigger. Like I was thinking about going in on row 1 and using the lavender and then the purple, then the lavender and then the purple. And I decided against it just because I don't want to waste the poly burlap. Like I said, it is pricey. So, but like I said, you can do the outside holes, or you could put green. If you're doing your sunflower, this is where you would put your green leaves for your sunflower. But I do have a sunflower video for the kit on the YouTube channel already. Okay, so I preloaded row 2, which you need 16 pieces. Row 3, you need 8 pieces, and row 3 is where I'm putting the window pane, or the check mesh window pane. We call it all different things. Row 4, I have 8. And row 5, I'm going to be doing 8 as well, but I'll preload it once I get there. And then the 2 center holes is where my center is going to go. Okay, the pipe cleaners are just going to go down the center. So let's get started. So row 2, I'm doing just dark purple. And I'm doing what's called, we call the Rita petal. It's like a pointed sunflower petal. You can pretty much make any color with this petal. This petal, if you do it all white, it's a beautiful pointed daisy. If you do it all yellow, it's a beautiful pointed sunflower. So it's a really nice petal. I love doing it. I'm going to do the double petal. There is a single petal, and the single petal does look like this. Okay, so you can see this one. It's kind of ratty because it's been floating around my craft room. But I used white and black, and black. So I alternated with 3 colors, and these are half Rita petals. Okay, and you can see that they're all going the same way. The tutorial for this is on our YouTube channel. If you want to do the half Rita petals, it's pretty easy, just a little time consuming again. But it makes an amazing look. I just used 2, 3, 4, and 5. It makes a beautiful flower. And this is the wide stripe mesh, which I really like. It's pretty close to poly burlap, but very hard to get. Alrighty, let's make this flower. Thank you, everybody. All right, so 10 by 10 piece. See if you guys can make sure you can see it. I always, with rule of thumb, when I'm making my flowers, I always make sure that my finished edge, when I'm looking down at my piece of mesh, my right hand has my tattoo. I always make sure that my finished edge is on my left hand side. If you get used to doing that, you will have no problems with your edges, because if you do it, say if I did it this way and folded it, my edges are not going to look the same as the ones next to it. Okay, I'm going to show you. So what I always do, top to the left, you're going to take the top corner, bring it right down to the bottom corner. Now with this petal, what is important is that these two corner ones line up. So what I've been doing lately is just using my little handy dandy little sewing clips that you can get on Amazon too. They are amazing and very handy. Or just your normal clothespins. I make sure that the corner is matching the edges. Now normally we make sure that the bottom corner is matching for all the other petals. For this petal, I make sure that the top corners are matching, because although this is a pretty good square, because it's almost matched up, I'm going to, once I make my triangle shape, I'm going to scrunch or pinch between my thumb and my forefinger and pleat and drag right up the center. So I'm dragging the bottom corner right up the center. Okay. So scrunch, 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 right till you get to the top. And then you're going to flip this. And when you flip it, you want to make sure that the two petals are approximately very close to the same length. Okay. Then you're going to take, and I'm right-handed, so I take it in my left hand, and my nub here, yes, I said nub, the nub is going to go into the zip tie that's preloaded about a fingertip. So about a fingertip in, and you're going to pull the zip tie tight. Okay? Now, all my petals are going to go the same way, and all the edges are going to be the same. So all the edges end up being to the left, on my left. So the finished edges is what I'm talking about. It's on my left for every petal. So you can see that this petal has the raw edge. So that's where I cut it. We want to hide that as much as possible. Even though I wood burned it, I still want to kind of hide it. So I kind of tuck it under, and then the finished edge petal, I put it on top. Okay, and I do that, and that's why I make sure my mesh is going the same way all the time. Yes, this is poly burlap. Okay, let's do that again. So if you like to make the flower wreaths, they're really easy, but you just have to keep in mind a few little rules, okay? So always make sure however you're going to make your petal, do it the same way all the time. So get yourself used, and if you want to, because it's in your head, because Lori said, top left, top left, top left is your finished, your factory edge, okay? Alrighty, let's bring it down to the corner. Again, now poly burlap is very, very soft and very pliable. It's not like Deco mesh. So you have to handle it with care. It's like a princess. It doesn't like to be touched, and it makes very pretty flowers, but it's very finicky. So you have to use care with it, but it does make gorgeous flowers. All right, so there we go. I'm going to take my corner, scrunch, and I'm dragging it on my board, on my cutting mat, right up the center. Okay? Flip it up. Both of them are about the same size. Grab it, and you're going to put your nub into your zip tie, about a fingertip in, and pull the zip tie tight. I'm going to take the nice finished edged one and put it over top of the not finished edge one. So as you can see, they're all going the same way. And that makes a nice, neat looking flower. Okay, so if you just take your time, these are a lot of fun to make. But there is some prep on them. And you can do this same flower with Deco mesh as well. It doesn't behave as well as poly burlap because Deco mesh has a mind of its own. But there's tricks and stuff that you can do to make it behave. Okay, so you're just going around and you don't want to, yeah, I have love-hate tune knitting, you know that. Hi, Mom! Hi! So again, you don't even have to use the clips if you don't have them. You just want to make sure that your corners up here are matching the edges. And I cut this poly burlap pretty good because my edges are matching up nicely. But if they don't, you'll see that the two corners may be askew a little bit, and that's okay because you obviously don't see the bottom part anyways. It's more up here that you want to make sure is lined up. And then scrunch, 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 scrunch up the middle. And you, you don't want to do this on a tablecloth, obviously, because your tablecloth will gather while you're scrunching your petals. So make sure you have a flat surface. Hello from Cape Cod, Massachusetts. That's one place I really, really want to visit. Not in the winter, though. So I'll look you up, Linda, if I ever get there. This is 10.5 inch. Yes, always check the bottom corner of your mesh because nowadays, I don't know, for some reason, the manufacturers are making them all different lengths. And most flower petals, you want a perfect square to make the petal. So you really have to double check at the width of your mesh. No, it's not on YouTube right now. I will be editing it and putting it on YouTube tomorrow. Now, if you want to pre-make your petals, you can use little elastic bands like I did with the rose yesterday. Okay, so you would scrunch up your middle, flip it, and then you can take one of these elastic bands, which you get at the dollar store in the hair section, and you can pre-make your petals. You take this little clear elastic band, you get like 500 of them for $1. And you can pre-make your petals and put them in a box. And that way, once you've pre-made them all, you just take a petal and literally stick it in your zip tie. You can also do the same thing. If you don't have bands, but you have your little clips, you can do the same thing with the sewing clips. So you can do a whole bunch of petals, make a whole bunch of petals, and pre-clip them. Okay, just take one of these little clips and just put just like that if you want to pre-make your petals. Or you just put your petals in as you make them. A lot of people like to make sure their burlap is flattened before they use it. So you can see it's got a curl to it when you go to use it. If you put it downwards, put it out nice and flat, and then put something heavy on the whole stack and leave it overnight. When you get up in the morning, that it will be nice and flat, and it's just a little bit easier to work with, and it makes your flower a little bit more finessed. with the flat. Especially if you're going to use Deco mesh to do this, it really is a good idea to flatten your Deco mesh, and then it behaves a little better because Deco mesh tends to curl under. Again, fingertip. So once you get row 2 done, then the rest goes really fast. Valentine's Day gnome. I have made a Valentine's Day gnome. Yes, I have. And girl gnome with pigtails. I'm not sure. I don't remember if I did a girl gnome. I know I did a Valentine's gnome. He's got a red and white striped hat on him. It is on YouTube somewhere, but I do not think I did a girl. I don't think. All right, so once you're done that row, we're going to go along and cut the zip tie tails off. I use my handy dandy zip tie gun. This thing is ancient, still works. What it does, it pulls your zip ties and cuts them at the same time. So if you do a lot of flower wreaths or Unique in the Creek wreaths where you don't have to use zip ties, but I love using zip ties. You might want to invest in one of these. I think it's like 13 bucks on Amazon. And this is the metal one. So if you go onto my website, uniqueinthecreek.com, and then go under Lori's favorite tools, this exact one is on there. And I've had a lot of good luck with it so far. All right, so the next one, we're going to use this cool window pane mesh or window check mesh or whatever we're calling it today. We're going to do the exact same petal. Again, making sure that the finished edge is up at the left top. Bring it down. Now you can continue on with the same color. You can use a different color if you want. It's totally up to you. You don't have to use, obviously, window pane or check mesh, but it gives it a nice different look. And like I said, you only need 8 pieces. I'm only doing row 3 with this mesh just to break up some of the purple. How much would I sell that flower? I believe, I think Shell sells them for about $65. I think. Now, don't quote me. I don't sell my wreaths. But I think like 65, and also, I know, it depends. I think $65 is a fair price, and it depends on your areas. Linda Jenkins, we are trying, we had our Amazon store stolen right from under us, and we think it's actually, no, I'm not going to say, but anyways, we are trying really hard to get all our stuff back. So the scammers or the knockoff ones that are on there from China have been messing with our store. So we are trying to art smart them, but Amazon is no help because you cannot talk to anybody. So they just keep giving us a runaround every time we ask the same question because we have a brand registry and everything. So we're working on it. But we're also working on some express shipping if you're ordering just boards. So we're working on that. So from our website, it'll be 5 packs from our website. And if you order just boards, so you need your boards really fast, they will ship out the next day. So the board, if it's just boards with no mesh or anything, it'll get bumped up. It won't stay in the pile, and it'll get shipped out the next day. We have a person who will be exclusively doing that. I know. We've been through so many road bumps with this business. It's not even funny. Now it's just like, whatever. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? It's a good idea and everybody wants a piece of the pie, right? So they just steal it. Alrighty. See how fast that one went? Look how pretty the lavender against the dark purple is. But I really think I'm going to use the yellow sign. It is fun working at Wreathing Creek. We have a lot of fun. We're kind of laid back. And we do have a lot of fun when we're working. I don't go there very much. They stole our UPC, our SKU numbers, Judy. That's what they did. So when we went to go list our boards, it says Amazon's like, that SKU number is not yours anymore. It's theirs. And it's like, no, it's ours. So we're fighting with them. Tanya's too smart. Tanya will get to the bottom of it. Good evening, Pamela. Thank you, Lizzie. If you guys wouldn't mind sharing this live, I would so greatly appreciate it. Okay, we're going down. Again, making sure your top corners are matched up. And this is important too, making sure that your petal lengths are almost exactly the same. Then again, you put your nub in about a fingertip and pull the zip tie. Look how pretty that is. Isn't that fabulous? This makes me happy. I'm happy again until I finish my live, and then I'll be depressed again because I'm not going to Aruba. You guys remember how excited I was when I booked the trip to Aruba? We were like a week out. And then we got cancellation from the airlines. It's like, oh, yeah, but we were thinking of not going anyways because COVID's so bad and we don't want to be out of our country and get sick. Too much to say. Yeah, Stacy, we just loaded more supplies again today. So if you already shopped with us, more supplies got loaded at 1 o'clock today. And we have another 5 skids coming next week. Yeah, if it doesn't say Unique in the Creek on Amazon, which right now none of them will say because they've stole all of our boards or all of our listings, okay? Don't order from them. You're getting knockoffs and they're not even close to our board. Linda, I am not sure. I think I have a few different colors. We have a lot more coming in. Our spring, summer hasn't even shipped to us yet. It's starting to trickle in, so if you see a color that you really like, make sure you grab it, especially these days because supplies are scarce and we were told that it's going to get even worse than last year. So if you see something, grab it. Oh yes, happy Christmas. Lolly's at her dad's. She's Orthodox. Lolly is Orthodox. She is Serbian Orthodox. And actually she's probably at church right now. So she's grown up with 2 Christmases her whole life. So she thinks that's just the bee's knees. Yep, I have zip ties in. I don't have the zip ties in row 5 yet. I usually just leave that blank or leave it empty so I can show you guys how to load the board And then it's not so cluttered when I'm teaching. Yeah, the stuff does go really, really fast. Oh, that's okay, Virginia. It is what it is, right? And the best is, the kicker is, the resort is keeping a night's stay. We said to Expedita, like, what the heck? We didn't cancel the trip. You guys did. And I wouldn't normally complain, but one night stay at the resort we were going to stay at is $650 American. So that's like 1,000 Canadian a night. So this trip was not cheap. And they're keeping one night's stay. I'm like, at least they could offer if we're going to rebook that one night stay. Rip-offs. Rip-offs. Oh, well. I feel bad because the whole island of Aruba, it's a very small island. And that's all really they have is tourists. The tourism and... Yeah, they canceled and they're keeping a night. Yep. I'm sure lots of people will have complaints. And thank God we had cancellation insurance. Because I don't even know if we would get, everything we needed back. All right. Cut it again. So as you can see, it's pretty easy to make. You just have to take your time. And your prep is probably the most time. So cutting your mesh. All right, so we're going to do row 5. And row 5, I like to do all the holes and the shared holes. So the shared holes would be from here to here. So I'm going to go in with the shared. So do it, go down one hole and back up the other. If I can find the hole, there we go. And put it through the flat part of the zip tie. Oh, you're quite welcome. I'm glad you guys enjoyed. I like this overhead view, don't you guys? You can really see what I'm doing. No, the dark purple is a poly burlap. However, you can do it in fabric mesh. Absolutely. Fabric mesh is nice and rich and dark. Okay, so I'm doing these 4. These are the shared holes. So I'll flip it over. So it's these little bit larger holes. And then I'll go back in and we'll do the regular holes. Yes, I order a lot of 1.5 inch ribbon because it's my favorite. I love using 1.5 inch, especially for the rails and stuff. So I buy a lot of other places buy a lot of 2.5 inch mesh ribbon, and I'm opposite. I buy a lot of 1.5 inch ribbon. It's again less expensive, and you can give that wow factor with the 1.5 inch if you back it up with a 2.5 inch like a solid color. Because you normally, you guys like the overhead, I like it too. Normally patterned ribbon is more expensive than a solid ribbon. So if you go with a solid 2.5 inch, which is a little bit less expensive, and then use a patterned 1.5 inch, you'll save money without the customer even noticing. One roll. This is one, I'm using one roll of the poly burlap. Now I did add the lilac, or the lavender in here. Let's see how much, I'll be able to tell you how much I'm going to have left. I have some paw print ribbon. I believe it just got uploaded. Type in the search bar on uniqueandcreek.com, just type in paw and see what comes up. I could have swore I got some in. If not, it's coming. Okay, those 4 are the shared holes. Let's cut the zip ties off. Now you could, this is why I like to do all 8 around row 5, because you have this little gap right in here when you use the 5-inch. You could spread it out, your petals out, and it'll cover it up. But we have the mesh left, so we might as well put the 4 in there. So now I'm going, there we go. So now I'm going to the regular holes. So down, back up. And we got 4 of these. And then we're done. If your mesh is 10.5 inch, you cut your pieces at 10.5 inch. And keep in mind, if you cut it at 10.5 inches, you're not going to have as much mesh or as much petals as 10 inch, right? Because you got that 1/2 inch. So you may need 2 rolls. I would always have 2 rolls on hand just in case the mesh is not a full 10 yards. Alrighty. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and I got 3 pieces left. So it would have took me more than one roll. I don't know if I got shorted or what, or if I didn't cut them properly, but because I used 8 of the lavender, I would have been short like 5 pieces. And then we're going to go in and zip it in. Again, we're going to tuck back the yucky non-finished edge behind. Put that other one forward. And I was actually thinking of doing a different petal just on the inside here. I was going to do like a feather petal. So a feather petal, you would bring this down, bring this right over, and then scrunch, and then flip it over, and then just on the inside going around. Actually, do I have one? I might be able to do it with the purple. I'll have to see. But it'll give it a nice effect because you can mix and match some different petals and stuff. So it'll give you a really unique look and different look. Yes, I can show you where the zip tie gun goes. Give me a sec when I go to cut these. I have to admit though, poly burlap is really nice to work with. It's soft. It does what you want it to do. It's just so temperamental. All right, one more. Again, always remember where your finished edge is. Try and get used to having it the same way for every petal that you make. It makes for less mistakes. All right, last one. Yay! Isn't this pretty? Okay. So the zip tie gun. There is this slot right here. Now there's a tension thing here. I've never ever even touched it, so I don't even know if it works or whatever. So, and this is the metal one. There is a slit right here at the end. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your zip tie tail, go straight and bring it right in just like that. Okay, so you're sliding it right in. You'll see that there's little teeth. There's little teeth in the gun, and the little teeth grab onto the ridges of the zip tie and keep pulling it. Like you can keep going like this and it'll pull it tight until it hits really tight, then it cuts it. So again, just slide it right in like that. I always hold the tail, pull, and it cuts. Slide it in. Hopefully that helped. All right, we are done. We are done. Put this over here. So you can see that little bit pop of lavender coming out on that one row. Just breaks up some of that purple. Oh, I never thought of left-handers. I wonder if you can buy a left-handed gun or if you can move this somehow. Anyways, okay, so let's figure out. I kind of think I know what color I'm going to use, but there is the lavender. Oh, there's the lavender. We're going to do a vote here. Very pretty. There's a green. No, not so much. Not so much keen on the green. Here we go. This is my... Oh, I love it. It just pops. So, black, no. No. I want bright. What other color would have worked? This might have worked too because it does have purple sparkle in it. Pink, not so much. The magenta, no, it's too pink. What do you guys think? Yellow? Lavender. Lavender's more subtle. The yellow screams, look at me, look at me. Silver? Nah, I don't think silver. Let me see. Pull it out of this wreath. We'll put some silver down and see what it looks like. Silver is a go-to one. If all else fails, you can do silver. So here's silver. Lavender. Oh, guys. So we got silver, lavender, yellow. Yeah, I like yellow too. I just, I'm going to go for the yellow. Any of the colors will work. Obviously, you can see that. The gold, I'm not too sure with the gold. Oh, the gold would have been, actually, gold would have been really nice for an Easter flower. The gold purple. It's kind of, I don't know, majestic, I would say. I'm thinking, hold on, let's try something. I'm going to go over top of a couple of these zip ties. Hold on. And I'm going to go over top. I'm going to make a different petal. And I'm going to see what it looks like. So I'm going to go over top, do the zip tie up. I have a piece of this. Let's make a feather petal. So I'd have to cut some of this off, but I'm going to see if it works first. Actually, that's kind of pretty. What do you guys think? Do you guys like this little lavender one in there? I'm going to go for it. Oh, I didn't cut it in. Oh, shoot. No, maybe not, because I don't feel like cutting. I didn't heat seal any more of the lavender. But you can mix and match different petals, especially in the center. Try even a lolly petal. The feather petal's nice. The Star Trek petal. But it just gives it a whole different look. We'll just go with the purple here. And I'm going to go with the yellow. So I'm going to take the 2 pipe cleaners and I'm going to go right down the center. Yes, I've done one where the lolly petals, I just did the lolly petal in the center. It's really pretty. So I'm going to go down the 2 holes. Where are they? There's one. You grab it from behind and then put the other one in. There it is. I don't have any white. All right, so once you got your center and it's pretty tight on there, you're going to give your pipe cleaners a twist. We're going to cut some of this bulk of the length of this pipe cleaner off and go back down the holes in the center where you just came from, because you don't want anything scratching your door or your customer's door. And you have a really nice, neat look. Look how nice that is. You just see the backs of the zip ties. Okay, and now I'm gonna just take a zip tie, and with the 2 hanging holes, I'm just gonna go down and back up. Do it up for a few zips, cut the excess off, and then we made a hanger. Oh, I found a big needle, Barbara Craft. All right, now you're going to go around and just fix and make sure all your petals are nice. You just spent all this time on this flower. You want to make sure everything's nice. And usually I do this when it's on the door because you can see any petals when it's straight on that are all screwy or whatever. Also, if you take a picture and then look at the picture, that helps to see any screwy petals as well. Alrighty, and then this flower is, let's see how big it is. They're usually about 28 inches. Yep, 28 inches. So 28 inches big. Sherry, I usually give them away to retirement homes and stuff, but I will be selling them. I am going to be selling my wreaths. I started collecting them and hanging them up at the warehouse because I'm going to put the money towards an account, like a nonprofit account, so that when something comes up and people are in need of help, I have extra cash that I can help out with. So there we go. Let's see. I don't know why my needle's not working. But there we go. So then you can, if it's too flat for you, this definitely fits between two doors. But if it's too flat for you, all you have to do is take your petals and just bring them up a bit. Just like that. Because we've been pushing our arm down on it and everything else. So, you know, that made me happy. I'm not so sad anymore about my trip. That's all I needed was a crafting fix. There we go. There we go. Easy peasy. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So it's a large board. You can definitely do it on the small board as well. You can do this petal to pretty much for anything. I've done it on the cross. I've done it on a butterfly. It's a great petal. Just again, keep in mind the way you're folding it, that your edges are always going the same way. And that's it. Have a great evening. Stay safe. And we will talk to you guys soon.